Welcome guys to the BattleVid you've been waiting for between two new devices on the market. I'm talking about the Surface 3 and the new MacBook. Now granted, both of them have two different screen sizes, but they are two devices that you definitely want to go ahead and pick. The Surface 3 there, and that is the new MacBook. Now of course we have Captain America basically judging this BattleVid for us. So the Surface 3 has that lovely magnesium build, and the new MacBook has the awesome aluminum, really rigid, solid build. But let's start off with the Surface 3 to find out what we have here. So Captain America is in the corner. You can get the pen accessory for $49.99, or if you had a Surface Pro 3, you can use the same pen, which is an awesome tool. Now looking at the device here, you've also got an accessory addition, which is the type cover keyboard, which is a nice solid keyboard that attaches and covers and protects your screen, and also you can use, which is a full backlit keyboard for $129. So here is our Surface 3. It's got a 10.8-inch display. It's a 1920 by 1280 display, 3:2 aspect ratio, a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. You've got a display port, mini display, USB 3.0, micro USB for charging, a headphone jack there. When you open up, of course, the kickstand, you do have micro SD expansion to whatever size you want on this device. The rear, we have an 8 megapixel camera at the back. Nothing on the left hand side here, but that is the kickstand, which is very interesting because that allows you to use your Surface as a tablet and a laptop, but also you can lay it down in 3 different kickstand modes. That's the second mode that you see right here, and then we're going to move it down to the third mode, which allows you to do more writing, more sketching, things like that. So that's what you get actually with the Surface 3. You've also got that keyboard which can snap forward and basically cover up and protect your device. So you've got protection, you've got rigidity, you've got stamina, you've got performance, you've got ports in this device. Yes, I have to stress that, ports and portability. Moving on to the new MacBook. The new MacBook comes with this all aluminum build, really nice and slick, very slim device. It weighs about 2 pounds. You've got 2 ports, headphone jack on the right hand side, and then you've got a USB-C port on the left hand side, and that's it. You need an accessory for more ports and plugins. Now open up the device, you have that lovely display. It's a 12-inch 16:10 aspect ratio, 2304 by 1440 2K display. Very sharp display. You've also got that edge-to-edge keyboard and the Force Touch trackpad, which literally is right-click in all intents and purposes. Still though, it's a solid device. Some great speakers built into it, and you've got a HD webcam there. Now this is as much as the screen actually tilts open to. That's as much give as you get on this device, but overall a really solid build. Now pricing for this starts at $12.99 compared to, of course, $4.99 for the Surface 3. Now as we look at both devices, we want to take a look at the screen. So of course I dim the lights down a little bit so we can get a better look at both displays. One display is a 4K display, the other one, for all intents and purposes, is a 1080p display. That is the Surface 3 display, which is 1920 by 1280. Sharp display, pretty vibrant. But as we move over to the new MacBook, that has that 2K display, which I think is sharper, and in all intents and purposes you get a sharper, more dynamic look at it, even though the Surface 3 does a very good job. So on the display side, yeah, it definitely wins on that one. I'll have to give it to the new MacBook. Display, you really have a really solid display. Now when it comes to typing and using the keyboard, the Surface 3 has the type cover keyboard. It's a backlit keyboard. It's also a cover. It has a trackpad that's really functional, and it's got really good functionality use. Yes, it still has a little wiggle to it, so it doesn't feel like a true traditional keyboard, but it's still a solid offering for a tablet. As we move over to what we get from the new MacBook, the new MacBook has an edge keyboard. Very nice keyboard, a little flush and flat for me, a nice trackpad. Apple's always done a good job with their trackpads there, so you really can't beat a conventional laptop keyboard and trackpad, though I think the Surface 3 does a good job there. The Force Touch really is just by name, really right click. But when you talk about other ways of functionality, or in terms of inputs, all you have is a keyboard and a trackpad. for the new MacBook. And that's how you can type, go into your web browser, visit websites, that kind of thing. But with the Surface 3, you have that additional pen, which you can actually use. You can now use it to write, create documents. You can use it to sketch artwork. You can do lots of things, or just write gibberish like I am there, which you can do. But that extra input there really adds a lot because of the touchscreen display. You still have your keyboard, you still have your trackpad, which you can use, so you do have that there. And of course, since this is a touchscreen, you can go ahead and navigate on the screen up and down, so which is very nice, and I think a lot of people will definitely like and appreciate altogether. So you can see that there, and I think because of that, the Surface 3 really adds a lot more value to that. Now let's take a look at, listen to the sound or coming off the speakers of the new MacBook as well as the Surface 3. Right surface for you to determine which best fits your style and mood. So this is kind of a BattleVid, but not really. So we take a look at both devices, the Surface 3 on the left and the Surface Pro 3 on the right. Both of them are running Windows 8.1, will be upgradable to Windows 10, but we have some differences and similarities. We do see the Windows logo, the new Microsoft logo, actually at the bottom of the Surface 3, and then there's a Surface logo on the back of the Surface Pro 3. Now both of them have that magnesium. In Windows 8.1 will be upgradable to Windows 10, but we have some differences and similarities. We do see the Windows logo, the new Microsoft logo, actually at the bottom of the Surface 3, and then there's a Surface logo on the back of the Surface Pro 3. Now both of them have that magnesium build altogether with 8-megapixel shooters at the back of both devices, and you do have the power button on the very top of both the devices also. Now you can see clearly the volume rocker is on the Surface 3 compared to the Surface Pro 3. Now on the right hand side, this is where most of the ports are for both devices. Now let's take a look. So when it comes to audio, I do have to give that to the new MacBook. It does a slightly better job in louder sounds, crisper sounds altogether compared to the Surface 3, which still holds its own. So when you're trying to compare both devices, you also do have to remember the pricing of both devices. The Surface 3 starts at $499 for 64 gigabytes, $599 for 128 with 4 gigs of RAM, while the new MacBook starts at $1299 for 8 gigabyte version. So when you look at that and you see and try to compare both devices, you have to go with what gives you the best bang for your buck. That's my own thinking anyway, and I have to go with the Surface 3. I think the Surface 3 has a lot more altogether. You do have a plethora of ports, you have a mini display, you have USB, you do have of course micro SD expansion on there, and you also have a device that is portable, that is a tablet, that has a touch screen, that you can get a pen accessory, and even with all the accessories, it is still cheaper for you to use than the new MacBooks. Overall, the Surface 3 wins there, and also in terms of battery life, they're both the same at 10 hours. So I think overall the Surface 3 is the device to pick between both of them altogether. So if you guys have any questions or do not agree with me, let me know. Let me know what you think. I'd like to hear that. Overall, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and favorite this video. Do subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.